Everybody dreams about having their horses at home on their own land here in Southern Arizona. And it's a beautiful dream, but almost nobody tells you the real, honest cost of actually doing it, the stuff that catches people completely off guard when they're moving in. So today I'm walking you through just that, all of it. And about halfway through, I'm going to hit the one expense that surprises my buyers more than anything else. If you're even thinking about horse property out here, this could save you a very, very expensive mistake. So let's get into it. I'm Meagan, your Easy Home Girl, and I help people buy horse and acreage property all over Southern Arizona. So I've walked a lot of buyers through this exact reality check. My goal here isn't to scare you off, it's to help you go in with your eyes wide open. So let's break down the real cost. Let's start with the one you'll pay every single month, no matter what, and that's feed and hay. And here's the Southern Arizona reality that does seem to shock people coming here from greener parts of the country. We don't have lush pastures out here. This is the desert. So unlike somewhere your horse can just graze in a big green field most of the year, out here you are buying hay year round. Your horses eat every single day, rain or shine, hot or cold, and hay prices move with drought, fuel costs, and what's happening with growers regionally. When there's a drought or fuel spikes, hay gets more expensive and sometimes even harder to find. So a lot of experienced owners buy in bulk and store it, which means you need a dry, covered, critter-free storage. Then layer in supplements and a ration balancer, maybe a senior feed if you have older horses. Feed is the steady, unavoidable heartbeat of your monthly horse budget. And in the desert, it's higher and less flexible than newcomers expect because you can't lean on free grass. Budget for it, honestly, every single month, all year long. The next big decision that drives your whole cost picture: do you keep your horses at home on your own property or board it somewhere? And this is a real fork in the road. Boarding means you're paying a facility every single month to house and often feed and care for your horse. Full care board is the most expensive, but the most hands off. Partial board is cheaper, but you are doing more of the work. The upside is somebody else maintains the facility, the arena, and the fencing. Keeping your horse at home, which is the dream for most buyers, flips it. Your monthly boarding bills disappear, but now you are the barn manager. You're buying and hauling all the hay, mucking the stalls, maintaining the fencing and the water, and you're on call 365 days a year, including the 105-degree July afternoons and the holidays. There's also a lifestyle cost that people forget. It's hard to just take a spontaneous weekend trip when you have animals depending on you at home. So at home saves you real money, but it costs you time, labor, and flexibility. Be honest about which trade you actually want. Now, the care that keeps your horse healthy, and this is a non-negotiable, it happens whether you budgeted for it or not. Start with the farrier because hooves never stop growing. Every 6 to 8 weeks, like clockwork, your horse needs a trim or shoes if it's shod. And shoes cost more than a trim. That's not once in a while expense, it's a permanent part of your calendar forever. Then routine vet care, annual vaccinations, dental floating, deworming, a wellness check. Out here, you'll also think about things like the risks for specific environmental issues, and you want an equine vet you trust, and we've got you covered because Tucson does have some great ones like Adobe Veterinary Center, Rieta Equine, and Pegasus. So between the farrier every several weeks and the routine vet care every year, you've got a predictable baseline of care costs that simply come with responsible ownership. This is the stuff that's easy to underestimate because it's not one big bill. It's a steady drip all year long that adds up to real money. Okay, this is the one that I promised you. The expense that catches my buyers more off guard than anything else, and that is the emergency. Here's the hard truth about horses. They are large and they are gifted at hurting themselves. A colic episode in the middle of the night, a bad cut that needs stitches, a sudden lameness, an impaction. These things don't schedule themselves, and an emergency vet call, especially an after hours one, or God forbid a surgery like a colic surgery, can cost thousands of dollars in a single event out of nowhere. This is exactly what people don't plan for. They budget for the hay and the farrier, the steady stuff, and then one bad night wipes out their entire savings. So here's what experienced owners do and what I try to tell every buyer. You either carry equine insurance or build a dedicated emergency fund for your animals, which is a real cushion sitting there specifically for the vet emergency you hope never comes, because it's not a question of if you'll have an unexpected vet cost, it's when. The people who thrive with horses are the ones who planned for the emergency before it happened. The ones who struggle are the ones who assumed it wouldn't happen to them at all. Plan for it, and a scary night stays just scary instead of becoming financially devastating. Now let's talk about the cost that comes with the land itself, because owning horse property is more than owning horses. First, water. This is the desert and horses drink a lot, especially in the summer. If you're on a private well, which many rural horse properties are, you own that well. So you're responsible for the pump, the maintenance, and the day it eventually needs a repair or replacement, which is not cheap. But if you're on hauled or shared water, that's its own costs and logistics. Then there's everything that wears out. Fencing takes a beating from the sun and the animals, and it needs repair. Your arena footing needs upkeep. Barns and shade structures need maintenance. Weed and dust control, manure management and hauling, and keeping everything functional in an environment that's hard on materials. And don't forget the equipment. At minimum, a way to haul hay and handle your property. And if you want to take your horse anywhere, a truck and trailer, which is significant cost to buy and maintain. None of this is the fun part of the dream, but it's the real part, and it's ongoing. The land and the setup are not a set it and forget it. There's a living system here that you have to maintain. So after all of that, feed, care, emergencies, the land, you might be wondering, is it even worth it? And here's my honest answer from someone who has lived and worked in this world. For the right person, it absolutely is. It's 100% worth it. There's nothing like walking out your door with your coffee, watching your horses in the morning light with the mountains behind them on your own piece of Arizona. It's a life a lot of people dream about their entire lives. But, and this is the whole point of this video, it is a genuine financial and lifestyle commitment, not a casual one. The people who love this life are the ones who went in with clear eyes, who budgeted for the steady costs and planned for the surprise ones, who understood they were signing up to be caretakers, not just an owner. So don't let the costs scare you away from the dream. Let them help you plan for it properly. Go in prepared, and horse property in Southern Arizona can be the best decision you ever make. Go in blind, and it can become a stressful, expensive surprise. The difference is simply knowing what you're getting into, which now you do. If you're serious about finding the right horse property out here and you want a partner who will help you think through not just the house, but the water, the zoning, and the real costs of the setup, that is exactly what I do. text the word horse guide to 520-980-9880 and I'll send you my horse property buyer's guide, plus current listings that fit what you're looking for. No pressure, just honest help from someone who gets it. And if this was helpful, please subscribe because I cover the real side of horse and acreage living out here all the time. I'm Meagan, your AZ homegirl, and I will see you out there.